आदरणीय मेघदेली दाजुभाइ तथा दिदीबहिनीहरू नमस्कार। मलाई थाहा छ हाम्रो जिल्लामा डाक्टर महावीर पुन सरको उम्मेदवारिताले गर्दा चुनावी सरगर्मी विशेष तरिकाले अगाडि बढिरहेको छ र कृपा गरेर तपाईहरूले एक आपसमा झुट्टो आरोप प्रत्यारोप लगाउने काम बन्द गरिदिनु होला। त्यो संस्कार नराम्रो संस्कार हो र हाम्रो मेघदेलीहरू भूपू सैनिकको नाताले युकेमा पनि ठुलो सङ्ख्यामा आउनु भएको छ र हिजो म एउटा कार्यक्रम थियो गोर्खालीहरूको एउटा बुक छापिएको थियो। त्यो बुकको नाम द वरियर फ्रम द हिमालय भन्ने थियो र त्यसमा मलाई पनि बोलाइएको थियो र त्यहाँ गएको थिएँ र त्यहाँ ब्रिटिस पार्लिमेन्टका एउटा मेम्बरले पनि गोर्खालीको विषयमा बोल्नुभएको छ र म्याग्दीको चुनावलाई थाँती राखेर एकछिनलाई यो भिडियो हेरिदिनु होला। धन्यवाद।
The sale of these books is in aid of the Gurkha Welfare Trust, as well as the Winchester Museum, the Pokhara Museum in Nepal, as well as the Gorkha Park, Dharan. So this is much more of a charitable. All those book sales go towards these four organizations.
The British Army, a town shaped by service, by sacrifice, by generations who have worn the uniform of our country with pride. And we gather in a constituency that is also home to the largest Gurkha and the largest Nepalese community in the United Kingdom. That makes this event not just a literary event, but something deeply personal for our town and for our shared history. I want to make three short points today. Firstly, this book is about restoring names, faces and voices to history. Too often, history records campaigns and medals, but not the quiet endurance of the men who carried the weight of those campaigns on their shoulders. What Gordon has done with the warriors from the Himalayas is something different. He has listened, he has earned trust, he has travelled, he has recorded not just battles, but lives. From remote villages in Nepal to some of the most demanding theatres of conflict, these stories speak of courage that is steady rather than theatrical, loyalty that is lived rather than proclaimed, duty that asks everything and expects nothing. As someone who served in Hong Kong, Gordon understands the discipline and service from the inside. That insight runs through this book. It treats Gurkha veterans not as legends carved in stone, but as fathers, sons, husbands, and neighbours. And that matters, because remembrance without humanity is incomplete. The second point I want want to make is that the Gurkha story is not finished. It is living, breathing, and present. The story told in this book stretches back over 2 centuries, but it is not a closed chapter. Here in Old Shot and Farnborough, we see every day that Gurkha service did not end at retirement. Gurkha families are woven into the life of our community. They serve in our regiments, they volunteer in our charities, they stand for public office, they build businesses, they lead in civic life. Service in uniform becomes service to community. And just this month, we welcomed the new intake of the Queen's Gurkha signals here in the UK, and at the same time in Nepal, young recruits standing proudly at that attestation parade across continents, across generations. That shared commitment continues. And as chair of the APPG on Nepal, and as the Member of Parliament for this constituency, I'm constantly reminded that honouring that legacy means more than warm words. It means fairness, it means listening, it means ensuring that those who have given so much are treated with dignity in housing, in pensions, in healthcare, and in recognition. Legacy carries responsibility. The third point I want to make is obviously this book gives back. It is so fitting that the proceeds from the book supports charities connected to Gurkha service and welfare, because the stories within these pages are not just only about what was given, they are about what must continue to be sustained. The partnership between Britain and the Gurkhas is not transactional. It is built on trust, shared sacrifice and shared history. Supporting veterans and their families both here and in Nepal is part of that enduring bond. And I want to close with a story from the book that captures the spirit of this book. There is an account of a young Gurkha recruit leaving his Himalayan village for the very first time. He has never travelled beyond neighbouring hills. Suddenly he found himself thousands of miles away in a different climate, a different language, a different world. The only constant he carried with him was his regimental motto, better to die than be a coward. But what stands out is not bravado, it is the quiet resolve. He wrote home not about fear, but about pride. Pride in wearing his cap badge, pride in representing his family, pride in standing shoulder to shoulder with British soldiers. That is his story, that is our story. The meaning of that story is about courage. Courage is not loud, it is steady, it is rooted in identity, in family, in values passed from one generation to the next. Today, as we navigate a more uncertain world, we speak often about defence spending, capability and resilience. These things do matter, but behind every policy decision are people. Young men and women who leave home, families who wait, communities that carry the weight of service. Here, in the home of the British Army, we understand that strength is not measured only in equipment or numbers. It is measured in character, in loyalty, in whether we honour those who have honoured us. So let this book remind us of something profound. The story of the Gurkhas is not simply part of our military history, it is part of our national character. And our duty now is to ensure that that loyalty shown to Britain across generations is met with equal loyalty in return. Thank you very much. Namaste. Jai Nepal.
शेयर, कमेन्ट र सब्स्क्राइब गरिदिनु होला भन्ने हार्दिक अनुरोध पनि गर्दछु। धन्यवाद।